For BYU, they will start Tejan Lucas, Alex Barcelo, Trevin Dell, Caleb Lohner. But moving into the lineup goes Atiki Ali Atiki, number 4, replacing Seneca Knight. So a little adjustment there for the Weber State Wildcats. As the lob does not work, they'll go with the traditional lineup that they had on Wednesday night, their last game. Kobe McEwen, Dylan Jones, the fine freshman. We'll talk a lot about him throughout this game. Alex Chu at center, and Sigu C. Soho Jawara and J.J. Overton, and we are underway. And remember, Weber State had a very slow start against the Aggies, but they scored first against the Cougars, and they definitely want a quicker start tonight.
I like Overton. He has great defensive presence. Good to see him starting off with a strong offensive strike.
BYU looking to try to take advantage of Overton guarding Lohner in the post and just couldn't complete the pass.
Speaking of Overton, again, I had to get a little pep talk with that kid. Told him he's got an NBA body, NBA wingspan. Just keep playing hard and the rest takes care of itself. He's strong. Starts off the bucket and a steal.
Well, they need him to be big tonight. Here goes Overton again, and this shot won't go, cleared by Lucas, and here come the Cougars.
And from a deep BYU defensive perspective, that's probably a shot they'll live with. Yeah. They don't want Weber State attacking them, getting in their guts, so they will contest that shot, but it's not that's not one that's going to really concern them all night.
Weber being physical right now. We did not see this against the Aggies on Wednesday, but they are definitely being physical on the perimeter.
3 straight trips down the court. They tried to get the ball inside, and all 3 have failed.
Yeah, the first play was a great play, just got kind of sped up on that lob.
Chu turns, mopped up, and put back in by the freshman Dylan Jones.
That was an assist.
Oh, okay.
He was just using the board. That was just like pool. Nice angle.
In the post, Lohner draws the foul.
So that's going to be interesting, Coach, because that's 4 straight times BYU's tried to punch it right down. Finally drew a foul. We'll see who wins the war of attrition there.
Yeah, that was a nice, just nice, easy, simple pick and roll on the wing. Great communication and great pass. Lohner's able to go to the line here after getting fouled. Caleb Lohner from Flower Mound High School in Texas, finished from there, went to Wasatch Academy, and then to BYU. And Caleb he's got the hard part figured out. He's got the physicality part. Shot's going to come for him. He's a really nice young player.
4-2 early on, and any sort of a lead is an improvement over their last game when they were down 9-0 before they could breathe. Shot won't go. Trevin Nell out of Woods Cross High School got the rebound there. And at the other end, the scoop doesn't go. Back come the Cougars again. A little sloppy early on.
Huge part of the defensive game plan for BYU. Get them stopped in transition. Give yourself a chance to guard in the half court.
Chu from way out.
Long range Chu. Good for Chu. He had a rough start the other night, but I like his intensity. Not afraid to shoot that long, too, which is generally frowned upon in this day and age of basketball.
Weber State blitzing those ball screens with Barcelo, making him get rid of the ball. They don't want him with it in his hands.
I like it. Again, that's an identity adjustment. They were letting Utah State do whatever they want on the perimeter, but Weber is being very physical, disrupting the ease of passing.
3-pointer on the way, and that one is good.
Tejan Lucas, a 5th-year guy, came from University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. He's a great, great player. Has been really good for the Cougs this year.
Jawar really wanted that 3, puts it on the ground, and Weber State holding on to that 1-point lead. Here comes the Cougars. Cougars coming off that loss to Creighton as Lucas takes it for ride, kicks out to Nell, and Nell's got a 3. He's got 6 threes now since becoming a starter in that game against Missouri State.
Great drive drift. Guy on the baseline turns his head. Nell sneaks to the baseline, gets that nice pass and a great 3.
That goes against what Coach told us, Coach, before the game, that they cannot be over-helping on the weak side, and BYU caught them.
Yeah, they sure did. Can't watch the ball, right? You gotta know where your guy is.
Dylan Jones.
Great shot there.
I tell you, Dylan Jones, a good-looking freshman as he puts up the 3. That does not go, but He has been a good one for this team.
He is. Great freshman, great future ahead of this kid. I love watching him play all around.
Lucas loses the basketball right there. They are fired up when they face rivalry games, 8-6 early on. And that was a confirmed 3, right? They did take a look at it, though, for Trevin Nell.
That's right. Confirmed that was a 3.
I like that they're getting Bassett in the game. He's a good energy, high motor, big man from Florida transfer.
Lance, he didn't come into the game Wednesday till late in that game.
Yeah, that was interesting with the rotations, but I think Coach Ray realized, you know what, energy is far more important than finesse in these in-state rivalry games.
It'll be fun watching he and Lohner. That's a good matchup.
Lucas, another 3.
All right. 2 in a row. You can't slack off him now. Lucas came ready to play tonight. Weber's got to adjust to that.
That was really kind of what hurt the Wildcats the other night. You know, the ability of Utah State to shoot that 3.
And the Wildcats cannot answer. Boy, they do not want to go cold now.
BYU's doing a nice job of making them settle. You know, BYU, they don't want them driving into them. So any of those shots they take, really, it's advantage BYU in the half court.
Yeah, BYU strategy, they're packing in right now, kind of daring other people to shoot while taking out McEwen.
Alex Barcelo stolen away. Kobe McEwen's got it.
Transition.
And McEwen right to the rack.
And that right there is exactly what BYU's worried about. First of all, that's their 4th turnover, and that was a pass that was just errant, but that turned into quick points because transition's really hard to get back when you turn it over.
It is.
Another turnover. There's 5.
Knock on wood, Coach.
I'm not sure if that was a...
That's such a nagging injury when he dislocated his shoulder.
How about the freshman Dylan Jones? Right to the rack. 1-point game.
Great job of just attacking, right? That's what Weber wants to do. BYU's got to try to figure out a way to keep him off those direct lines.
And right back the other way. Lucas kicks out. And another 3. This time is Gideon George checks into the game. Gideon George, one of the players out of Nigeria by way of New Mexico Junior College, and another missed shot for the Wildcats. And right into the post. How about that? Off the glass, Seneca Knight. So now they're cycling back. And Knight, a previous starter, did not get the start tonight because of Atiki Ali Atiki, but he is back into the lineup now.
And that's such a great bonus for BYU. Get that ball out, get off the rim, and without having to run anything, just get down and get a bucket.
We saw Dyson Kohler in there as they go pace once again, and McEwen will be shooting free throws. McEwen, a good free throw shooter at 73%.
We're not seeing much set offense. We're seeing just a lot of attack and aggressiveness, which is good for an in-state battle game. I think they realize, you know, Wednesday we tried too much finesse or whatever, waited for the game. Weber is not waiting for anything tonight. They're attacking. Even though they're down, doesn't feel like they're getting punched in the face. They're still attacking.
Yeah, the other night, they got down in a quick hole, 10-0 to Utah State, and then really just had a hard time getting any kind of stops. And so, yeah, tonight they're definitely more in a battle, and they're playing the way they want to play. They're driving it and getting to the cup.
McEwen hits. McEwen, of course, 2 years at Utah State, 2 years at Marquette, and then here to Weber State. He was actually the Mountain West Conference Freshman of the Year in 2017 for the Aggies. Spencer Johnson, by the way, in the game now as Mark Pope continues to use plenty of players. How about the offensive rebound on the putback by Seneca Knight?
Another hustle bucket by Seneca right there. Didn't get the start, but he's playing hard, and that's what you do. You just come out, you play when it's your turn, play hard, and he's gotten Cougs 2 good baskets.
Another transfer out of San Jose State and LSU. Turnover the other way.
Coach Pope's done a great job assembling a team. You know, he's put guys out here.
And they're from all over.
They're from all over the place, and he's made it really a destination location. Done a great job of kind of using the newfangled college basketball world, you know, to his advantage.
You know, I don't hear it very well, but did you call Provo a destination location?
I think it is, man. I mean, I live there, so
Interesting.
at least come see me.
45, by the way. That's that Fuseni Traore. He's out of Mali. And how about
6 for 11 right now from the field and 4 for 6 from 3.
And as a result, an 18-12 lead. Dante Bassett already getting a lot more work than he did on Wednesday against Utah State, number 21 for the Wildcats.
And with BYU, they just want to see you in the defensive side. You just want to see bodies. When they turn the corner like that, you want to see a body. Great job by BYU just showing no space.
Turnover, Gideon George. Here's that kick out again. Spencer Johnson. Back out to George.
Good block out.
Great block out. When there's a body on the floor, you've done your job, right? Dyson Kohler on that block out. Back and forth we go. Here comes George again.
Ooh.
And the finish for Gideon.
So a pattern we're seeing here, Weber State keeps turning the ball over when someone keeps holding the ball too long when they're trying to play hero ball. When Weber State plays it like hot potato and they pass quickly, that's when they're getting the shots they want.
Fox played hero ball, I guarantee it.
3-pointer is missed. If that's what ward ball is, then yeah.
Playing through Foose in the post.
Oh,
Great
how about
pass.
that pass? Ooh. Just couldn't get it to go. Perfect setup. You don't see Barcelo miss many of those. And at the other end, bodies everywhere. Dylan Jones, for a freshman, he is built.
He is. No, he's got a Charles Barkley body. Not the biggest guy, but jack of all trades. Draymond Green is only 6'9", maybe more like 6'8". But this freshman keeps attacking. He had a tough turnover 2 possessions ago, but he doesn't let it get to his head. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make people foul me. And he has a knack for drawing these fouls, drawing contact. He's a good-sized body. This kid really is a Swiss Army knife. Yes, he's averaging a double-double, but he does all these tiny little things so well.
Big Sky Freshman of the Year last year for Weber State. 4.0 student, which any coach loves that.
I'm kind of digging his metallic shoes myself. I like those.
Those are nice.
Like moon boots.
You remember moon boots?
Of course I do.
I had a pair of those.
I'm 100 years old.
With the rainbow bright on them, or just straight up moon boots, Fox?
Straight up moon boots, the big ones. 3-pointer is missed. Cooling off a little bit as Trevin Nell can't hit. He does have one already in this game. Cecil, that shot won't go for Jawara.
BYU always pushing the pace off a miss. Always wanting to try to see if they can get a cheap one in transition.
Caleb Lohner, of course, out of Dallas, Texas, and Wasatch Academy. Number 33, you saw him in there. That might be a travel.
Tell you what, that was a long defensive possession, and Weber, they keep the pressure on. That is a huge change and shift that they were not pressuring Utah State like that 2 nights ago, at least from my memory. So they're doing a good job of making BYU actually have to cut.
And right there from the offensive perspective, like you said, Lance, that's one where Gideon had it for a minute, you know, kind of feel that pressure coming and dump that thing quicker, not turn it over.
Good pop there by Kozak.
Yeah, Michael Kozak into the game. The senior feels like he's been here forever. He has been a trooper for this team, doing whatever they need. Drive, how about that?
I like
Sigu Siso Jawara just wills it in. 4-point game.
Good European step right there by Jawara. I like that game. Kohler does a really good job moving his feet defensively.
Trevin Nell hits another 3. The Woods Cross Jr.
And that was a great pass by Seneca Knight. He started to turn the corner and saw wide open Trevin Nell, and he just made an instant decision. Got it to a shooter, what was wide open.
Not to discredit that pass, great pass, but again, ball watching. Kohler had his man in front of him.
Exactly right.
Weber is ball watching, over helping. That's why BYU got that 3.
Kohler comes back with a 3. And Nell, he's feeling it now.
Yep, got to check that.
You know, I mentioned he's had 5 threes since becoming a starter. That's going into this game. He's got 3 in this game.
Yeah, the one, Trevin, he's like the other night we saw Stephen Ashworth put on a show for Utah State.
Boy, did we ever.
Very, very similar type guys, both great shooters, and if they're open, they're going to make most of them.
Yep.
Bodies everywhere.
Great job by BYU again. Weber lowers her head, drives to the rim. BYU showing bodies, and in that instance takes the charge. You know, great job just making the floor look really crowded.
Well, eventually, when you know these guys want to attack, usually they're not looking to pass it off anymore. So knowing the charges are there, that's good coaching, good awareness by BYU. Good show there by Kozak, recognizing nail the hot hand.
Shot clock's about to
Doing a great job.
Chris Burgess is one of the best assistant coaches in the country. World traveler, played professionally for 10 years. He was a big brother to me at the University of Utah when I was his backup at center. Well-earned, you know, curriculum vitae that these guys are building, their resume that they're building with Coach Pope.
You know, and don't forget Coach Ray. Eric Duff's been on his staff for 16 years. David Merrick for 6 years. And, of course, Eric Daniels, Donnie Daniels' son, for 3. Three-pointer matched the other way. J.J. Overton hits. So the 24s for each team have delivered threes on the
Overton's
last 2
got
possessions.
great pep and step this game, Dave.
Yeah, he only had 10 against the Aggies. But you're right, a little more lively in this game.
Absolutely, and that's what Weber needs.
That last play, Lohner just got to go strong right there and finish that thing. You got it to perfect spot. Just go up and finish. Slow down just a little bit and finish that thing.
Overton cannot finish there. Here comes the Cougars.
Good help there on the roll by Overton, getting time for Kozak to get back in front of Lohner.
Kozak doing a great job closing out on Lohner, now trying to post him up. Lohner, of course, originally committed to Utah and then switched, and now with the Cougars. Three-pointer again on the way, and Seneca Knight's feeling it.
That was well-executed pick and roll at the end of a shot clock, recognizing that the weak side D does have to help on that isolated pick and roll.
On the steal, the turnover, and Spencer Johnson misses the easy layup.
That's a Ward ball miss, Coach.
You don't want to do that when you're on the road, right?
That was like my only attempt in high school right there. Everybody went, oh,
rolled off. Kozak.
Good shot.
BYU has identified, I think they're playing, you know, really picking on they're getting an empty side pick and roll and picking on that defender. He has to come over and bump that cutter and can't get back to that corner 3. Great job by BYU executing that time and time again. Spencer Johnson just...
I think the ball kind of rolled off his hand a little quicker than he wanted it to.
Just too much English, as they used to say.
Same thing. Use the glass, young man. Dunk it or use the glass.
Where'd you hear that?
Lance only dunked. If he didn't dunk, it wasn't going in.
Oh, I use a lot of glass, Dave. A lot of glass. Happy to do so.
Did you ever hit a 3?
Hit threes? Yeah. I hit threes.
I know, I'm giving you a bad time. Trevin Nell's shot won't go, and a foul will be charged to Foseni Traore. Another one of the Wasatch Academy kids. We've seen a number of Wasatch Academy kids. They have 2 of them on this team, along with Lohner and Utah State, of course. Had a couple of them as well. That's what a program they've got down there, huh?
It's absolutely amazing what they've built. You know, the roots of that go back to Gino Morgan, great coach who started that program and passed away. Dave Evans did a great job there. Paul Peterson's there now, but they just bring guys in, and they're nationally ranked year after year. It's a really, really good situation down there.
Absolutely.
Well, you remember when they first started, they actually played in the High School Activity Association in Utah. As the shot won't go, and they were so good, it didn't work.
Yeah, some of the small towns got a little upset.
Yeah, they finally were like, no.
Rightfully so, I get that.
Yeah, and so they have their own schedule now. 10-point lead for BYU.
Ooh. Good help there by Overton on the weak side.
Seneca Knight has been hot.
Ooh.
Gets his own rebound and puts it back.
Knight is just abusing them as far as having the skill and discipline to always follow your shot. That's the second putback on his own miss tonight, and that's just great maturity.
Corner three, Kohler. And oh boy.
But, you know, I'll tell you what, too. What I love about Seneca, he didn't start the game tonight. And
yeah,
he could have come out here and pouted, but every single play he's made has been an energy play.
Exactly.
And he's bringing something to his team, which I absolutely love.
Yep, and Weber's got to be careful. They're starting to get out of their hands, just slowly but surely. It's not like BYU is playing out, lights out, but they're just being consistently chipping away. Crucial three free throws right here.
Kohler, by the way, very good free throw shooter. He's at 87%. The best free throw shooter, excuse me, is Zaire Porter, but he's in the locker room right now, near as we can tell.
Kohler from, was a Jordan Beat Digger.
Yes, he was. And then went through Cal Poly. It's amazing how many transfers now. There's so many more with the portal.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 6 of them on Weber State. 3 of them start. And you've got 4 that contribute on BYU, and 2 of them start. It's a whole other world we live in, isn't it?
There are over 3,000 players in the transfer portal in football this year.
That is insane.
3,000.
How do you even adequately look through that kind of a size?
I think we ought to figure out a way to search that a little better.
Well, now that there's NLI, you could definitely monetize that.
No question.
Yeah, absolutely. Streamline that.
Yep.
It's got to be a platform to make it more accessible.
I'm just throwing ideas in your head because you're the creator. You're the creator.
Lance makes too much money on the speaking
kind of like
circuit.
a Tinder dating app. You should be able to make it.
Oh, here we go.
Not Tinder. No.
Swipe right.
Swipe right. Swipe left.
I guess okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Facebook was born.
Weber doing a good job on Barcelo, has not really able to get loose, but because they're paying so much attention, it's opened up a lot of other things.
Atiki Ali Atiki from Tanzania, by way of the London Basketball Academy. And Kobe McEwen answers the other end.
Much needed answer. BYU's going to try to get back within some reasonable striking distance because, again, they were in too large of a hole against Utah State at halftime. They don't want to have a repeat.
Yeah, that game, they were in a hole 5 minutes into it. 7 to 10. Last year, remember, they played at Vivint. That's over with. But BYU won that game 87-79. And the last time Weber State won, 2018, you were talking about this earlier, when they beat the Cougars 113 to 103.
In regulation.
In regulation time. That was not overtime, as a foul is called there. And Kohler shooting free throws. Yeah, 113 points in regular play.
I have no idea who's coaching that BYU team then, but
yeah,
that was a lights out game.
You were on the bench.
I remember it well. I actually remember the drive home very well too.
Oh yeah, how was
it? Was
that?
Not a good night, but I actually learned a lesson that night. We were driving. I was so down in the dumps, and Coach Rose leaned over to me and he said, "Hey, we can lose to a lot of guys, but at least it was Randy Ray." And
really,
there was just so much respect, yeah. And so Randy Ray, one of the great guys, Mark Pope, one of the great guys. These two guys do a great job, and this is good competitive basketball.
Yeah, rare two back-to-back missed by Kohler there.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
Sorry to cut off the flow. Continue as you were, sirs.
We had a chance to visit with Mark Pope. He was terrific the other day with the 3 of us chatting with him. I asked him when we were all done, I said, what would you be doing right now if you'd finished Columbia Med School? And he said he'd probably be an ER doctor, emergency room. How about that? But he took another path.
No,
and
he's
I'd
saving the hearts in a different way.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of those guys. I worked with him for 4 years. I've known him forever, and he could do anything. I really believe it.
Yeah, when he was an assistant while you were there.
Yeah, he's ultra talented. You know, if anything he put his mind to, he'd be great at. He's driven. He's got a great work ethic and an idea, a vision for what success looks like.
Well, and successful in the game. Played at University of Washington, and then of course finished at Kentucky. You know, he bounced around the NBA, played for the Pacers and the Bucks, the Knicks, and the Nuggets.
Good job by Dylan Jones staying after that. 3 straight misses by Weber State at the free throw line. They got to be more consistent with that. And Weber is known for being an excellent free throw shooting team. So interesting little slump right here. Little America's play there off the inbounds, getting up. BYU saw it coming.
Great individual defense right there in the post by Alex.
Deep
Barcelo.
three. Cesar Jawara.
I like that young man. I like it.
That was deep.
It was. Steph Curry deep.
Barcelo getting a ton of attention. Again, the blitz, getting it out of his hands.
Trevin Nell. He's already got 3 threes. Oh, how about the big offensive rebound by Caleb Lohner after it was batted around?
Yeah, Weaver's got to recognize that BYU is just bigger. You can't run down there and try to chase threes.
Oh, Barcelo, he'll shoot the ball from anywhere.
He will. I mean, he can't chase rebounds. They got to get bodies on because BYU is going to out-jump him every time. They're just too big. So, as you know, Coach, offensive rebounds are the best way to lead to a three-pointer.
Yeah, and Barcelo have done a great job with him all night long, and that was one where everybody's attention was on that offensive rebound.
Oh,
Alex spots.
There, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that dude is a money player. I mentioned he's shooting over 50%. He's kind of in that 50, 40, 90 territory right now. 50% from the field, over 40 from 3, and 90 from the free throw line.
Rare company.
Good
Barcelo,
D.
by the way, the only starter on this team that played against Weber last year. That's how many players they've turned over in this past season.
Alex started his career at Arizona. Didn't work out the way he wanted, and great acquisition here, and it's just been a marriage, you know, a match made in heaven.
I love how we refer to these now as acquisitions.
That's what they are.
Because that's what it's become.
These free agent amateurs.
Oh, they're not amateurs anymore.
Not
Fight
anymore,
for the
that's
ball,
for sure.
and Weber State's got it. And Weber State basketball brought to you by Staker Parsons. From the parks you play in to the roads you drive on, Staker Parson Companies is the preferred source for your construction service and materials needs. Lucas will check back in for Mark Pope's team. Pope now in his 3rd season, 52-17. Remember that first year, 24-8. Most wins for a first-year BYU coach ever. I would love to have seen, we all would have loved to have seen what a tournament could have brought.
Yep.
And then, of course, COVID shut the whole thing down right as they were getting ready to start the NCAA tournament, so we'll never know. That was a wild pass that sailed well over the head of Dylan Jones. I don't think Kobe McEwen, you guys were both around a guy years ago who used to say, don't leave your feet.
Yep. Never leave your pass
and
to
look
feet.
what happened right there.
Yeah, McEwen threw that pass that goes to Christmas pass over there.
Goes to Christmas pass. Well, and BYU did a good job of just making it difficult. High hands, active hands.
And another turnover. Wow.
It's really the turnovers right now, these kind of unforced ones that are kind of keeping Weber within shouting distance here.
But again, I think that's their energy level on the perimeter. They are being much more physical, not just getting in the passing lane, but if you watch Overton, he's body checking everybody on the perimeter.
Interesting, we've got a minute and a half to go, and if I'm not mistaken, guys, Alex Barcelo has 1 basket. Three-pointer is good for Dyson Kohler.
I'm glad Dylan Jones figured that out. He's had a couple drives and finishes, recognizing the defense is now responding, collapsing on him. Great eye by the freshman there, kicking out the Kohler.
Barcelo. Again, a little cold.
Swing, swing.
Weber wants to get exactly what they want here.
Again,
Jones
repeat.
kick out Kohler again. Fight for the ball. Cougars have it.
It's nice wrinkle by Randy Ray, putting Kohler out there and spacing him, because he really does bring that true spacing and can make that shot. So something that BYU, because they can pack it in typically, when he's out there, they got to be aware.
Yeah, Coach Ray is definitely focusing on small ball right now, saying, you know what, Dylan Jones, freshman, is enough of a beast down there. I trust him to hold his own. Let's get some spacing, drive and attack.
They've done a heck of a job on Barcelo as well. Knight.
Good block out.
Let's have it. Dylan
Not
Jones.
letting Knight follow through that time, Dave.
Looks like they want to hold for 1.
Well, this would be a big possession. Basketball team trying to get a win here tonight. All right, closing seconds. First half. McEwen, as Lance said, with the ball, ISO. We'll see what he does.
BYU doing a good job of just Caleb being right there at the elbow.
Oh, man. That
Here.
Barcelo's going to take it all the way and off the glass and in.
Had other guys like Seneca Knight jump out and hurt them.
The bad thing is Justin Bean did not have his typical night, and yet Utah State still won the game by 15. You got to watch the others as well. All right, back to live action. Weber State with the basketball trying to cut into this deficit.
Good swing.
Three-pointer is good. On the way and in for the freshman Dylan Jones.
That was your guy.
Weber is best when they play hot potato. Don't hold the ball too long. Swing it. You're okay with the results of the shot.
Lance, you talked about all his double-doubles. The freshman had 19 points, 11 rebounds against the Aggies on Wednesday.
Kid's got a bright future, good body, good poise.
Lucas Snow, here come the Cats.
BYU got to sprint back, identify, get this thing stopped right here. That's a win right there for BYU. Good job.
Three-pointer again on the way. That was a little quick, but Soho Jawara can't hit it.
That's a great shot by Jawara. He usually makes out with his eyes closed.
BYU got a advantage down there in the post. They've looked at that a couple times, not been able to complete it there. A foul with a smaller guy on the on Caleb Lohner.
Yeah, we saw that quite consistently in the first half, Coach, but then BYU went away with it. Interesting thing coming right back to the game plan. Weber's just got to communicate better when they get mismatched like that on defense.
And a huge part of that's the guy who guarding the passer. Put a ton of pressure on him. Don't let him just kind of eyeball that mismatch.
Ball pressure bails so much out. Good job by Overton. Very physical again.
Barcelo deep three right on the money. Here he comes.
He's always there, right? And that late in the shot clock right there off a kick out. Great job by Alex. And he just is time and time again makes the big shot.
I like
Another
it.
three-pointer wide open. Dylan Jones.
Good job by McEwen. He had both guys on a string. Yo-yo. He took him one more step down, which created the opportunity there for Dylan Jones.
Atiki Ali Atiki got the start tonight, starting the second half as well. Big kid, 6'9". I'm sure they want him to bulk up a little bit as he continues through his career, but he is 215-pound freshman as Dylan Jones scores again. And how about that? It's a three-point game.
Dylan Jones came to play the second half.
And once again, it's that attacking him early in the shot clock. Really working for Weber.
I think most teams are used to teams grinding out the shot clock, and when you have a team that's unafraid, it kind of forces you to change up.
On the break, the finish. The Cats are on a roll.
This is Weber State basketball. We've been talking about Weber State all season long. They were undefeated, one of the best teams in mid-major. Now we're finally seeing what everyone was talking about.
Mark Pope is going to make wholesale changes with his lineup as the Wildcats can tie this game up with a free throw.
That's a big momentum swing right there to start the second half. And you can feel that Weber really kind of came out, and Jones wasn't really being guarded from three. They did a nice job of utilizing him, and then that mixed with some really good transition offense. And some turnovers from BYU.
We are tied at the Purple Palace. Weber State and BYU.
But Weber is guarding 30 feet out. They're not letting anyone get a lot of breathing room. And that's just, seriously, that's just changing the whole rhythm right now, is creating fast pace, frenetic, and that's what Weber wants.
Gideon George. Kick out wide open. Got it.
You got to know who you're guarding. That's a freshman mistake by Dylan Jones.
Just overhelped.
Yeah.
But a great again. Barcelo's going to make that shot.
He is. You just got to know who you're guarding and say, no, I can't leave that body at all.
That ball strip, turnover.
Oh,
finish!
Athletic.
Gideon George.
That was an athletic play by Gideon.
Yeah, that was.
Just picked it up off the ground, took 2 steps and dunked
it.
Said, I am Gideon George.
Yeah. 6'6" out of Nigeria. the senior.
They say Gideon's just a delightful guy. He's done a whole lot for Mali, his home country.
Right.
Came from nothing.
Sends money back to his family when he can. There's some good offensive rebound work there by Alex Chu, but he's not able to come away with it.
Here's why I like Coach Pope. He could have called a panic timeout and let Weber get really excited and let the crowd get into it.
Uh-oh. Guess who's warmed up?
Yeah, Barcelo. But Coach Pope didn't blink. He trusts his guys to keep playing on. Does not let the crowd get fully invested into the game.
Barcelo had 5 points at the half. He's already hit 3 threes in the second half.
And that's what you need. Like when you bring a team on the road, you need a senior leader to just lead out. And Alex is just doing that.
McEwen, kick out, corner 3, got to hit that. Offensive rebound, Chu. And 2 misses, and he lost his shoe.
Well, Overton can't hesitate. He should have just taken the first shot.
Great hustle
Another
by BYU.
offensive rebound. How about that? But Traore can't get it to follow. Chu finally got the shoe back on. And now he'll post up, turn and score.
Chu got his shoe.
Chu's shoe.
That was like a young Lance Allred from what I remember.
Kind of was. Kind of the same size.
Ultra skilled, great feet.
Yeah. Except Lance would have had that rebound. Barcelo. Oh, wide open. Wide open as Traore has an easy flush.
Yeah, that was Chu taking a hit to the face, took himself out. You're on Alex Barcelo, no matter what your position is. You have to recognize you do not leave him, even if you want to help your teammates out. You always have to have one finger on him at all times.
And that's what happened on that last one, as they just left him. That's like a layup for Barcelo. Trying to draw a little contact in the post, and there's nothing doing for Overton. Here come the Cougars. Spencer Johnson, number 20, back into the game for BYU. Out of American Fork. And Weber State, the transfer from right here.
Good sub by Coach Ray, getting Kohler in the game. If you watch Kohler, he recognizes that he's on Barcelo, and he is not giving him any space at all.
Barcelo again. This time his shot is blocked by Overton.
Great help by Overton. I love that kid.
Oh, how about that? Drive. Kick out Overton. Air ball.
BYU able to run right here.
Yep.
Oh, dear. Gideon George. Flush won't go, but how's that for a follow?
Again,
that was like
an
NBA
assist.
Jam.
That was an assist.
Yeah.
You know, when you jump up in the air, you're going to dunk it, and you throw it to the corner last minute. You get 3 instead of 2.
Now Weber State once again getting into that danger zone where if you fall too far behind, you're going to be in trouble. They did this in the first half, but battled back. 3-pointer on the way, trying to draw a foul. No call. Air ball.
BYU is loving everything right now. Everything's going their way. Even the bounces off missed dunks are falling in their laps.
Barcelo throw ahead. Gideon goes up to dunk it. Instead, he's like, I'm going to bounce this off the rim to the corner for 3.
Because I can.
Yes, I can. I'm Gideon George. And I'm from Nigeria, not Mali. I messed that up. Sorry.
Well, Gideon George is from Nigeria.
Yeah.
And
Foos. Traore.
Traore is from Mali, but they're so international on this team that it's easy to get, you know, a little mixed up.
I'll tell you what, Dylan George is not afraid of anybody. Great defense, got the rebound, threw it down, drew the foul.
And then you got Atiki Aliatiki, who's from Tanzania, by way of London Basketball Command.
They had too many guys on the court.
Yep, that was a hockey sub they tried to pull off really quickly. It was going to bite them. So Weber gets 2 free throws and the ball.
Which would be cool, but
it might be.
I would like to experiment that.
Do like line changes?
So it's just an administrative technical. Doesn't count against the team, doesn't count against the player.
Okay.
Weber State basketball brought to you by Staker Parsons, Weber State University, and Utah Community Credit Union.
And the administrative technical is just one free throw.
Administrative technical.
So like if you put someone in the book wrong with a number or that like that, somehow the play got interrupted.
The hockey sub.
Yeah, hockey sub.
Or the hockey sub. I think it's actually listed that way.
I would like to try a game out that one time. Just see if we could do a hockey sub
really
for one basketball game.
10-point deficit. Oh, the spin move.
Wow.
Dylan Jones.
Wow. Finished with his left hand, not the spin, came back weak side. What a finish by the freshman there.
Still an 8-point game. Weber hanging, I guess with that, you know, like on spacing. They got a finger on the defender.
Finger touch. Kohler is not letting Barcelo get comfortable. That was a great switch up by Coach Ray, getting Kohler back in the game. Look at Dylan Jones here. Great little behind the back, off the pick and roll. Left hand, that's very skilled, very difficult to do.
Dylan Jones is not going to leave Barcelo as Caleb Lohner scores in the post. And guys, his shot's been a little off this year. 40% field goal, only 54% as
with all the transfers and COVID and everything else. He finished high school in 15-16.
Wow.
Well, I always equated to Britton Covey and Utah. If he'd have stayed one more year, which he could have, three-pointer on the way, they got that, he would have been 8 years. I know that sounds insane, but you've got a 2-year LDS mission, you got an injury year in there, and then you got the freebie COVID year. But that would have been, but he is obviously he's going to finish out the Rose Bowl and then opt to take a look at maybe a chance in the NFL. I'd take a chance on him. Certainly as a punt returner, he's been sensational this year.
I'll tell you that I'd buy a ticket to watch him return punts every week.
Kidding.
I would do that.
Something else.
It's my neighbor, you know, Britt.
Yep. He's a good kid.
Ooh.
We missed a three right there. I want to just make sure. Spencer Johnson's another one of those guys. He seems to always make big shots. And this game, Weber's doing a nice job of trying to keep this thing close. Spencer's wide open. It's that kick out again, Lance. That weak side. But Spencer was ready, had his hands set, knocked that thing down.
He was here at one time before going to Slick and then BYU. American Fork grad. Offensive foul.
Yep, you got to wait for the screen. Can't move too soon on that dribble handoff. Again, I'm not panicked for Weber yet. They're down by 12, but they're not dropping their heads. They're still attacking, and they score in spurts. So let's see. Let's watch what happens here.
KJ Cunningham into the game. First time we've seen him tonight.
So kick. It's hard. I mean, you want to on those dribble handoffs, and BYU runs them a lot. But you're trying to gain that advantage right there. It's almost like a rub play in football.
Right.
And like you said, big guy's got to be set. He's got to make sure the guard's ready to be able to turn that corner without the moving screen.
Good swing.
Three-pointer on the way.
That's a great shot.
Offensive rebound, though, and a foul.
Good job, Cunningham.
I think they were looking at Barcelo, and they are.
Here was a smart play. I mean, Cunningham was just subbed in, and he knew he was wide open, but he's like, just subbed in, you know. Let me get some rhythm going. He gave it to Dylan Jones for a great three-point shot. Great miss, but Cunningham drew the foul. Good job.
Kohler had a good first half. Three-pointer from the corner is in. A friendly bounce, and it drops in. KJ Cunningham.
He says, KJ, don't call me Richie. That's for the old folks at home that know happy days.
Good old happy days.
That's two big plays right there by Cunningham in a row.
That's his first three of the season. Hasn't played as much this year, about 6 minutes a game.
But hey, he's bringing great energy, got the offensive rebound, set himself up for a three the next play.
Lohner, the hook goes.
Good job by Coach Pope, attacking the mismatch, not blinking. They keep going inside the Lohner, and he's converting right now.
Jones attacking Lohner.
Oh, love it.
That's just strength on strength.
Just love it. He can go either shoulder right there. Quick, light-footed post player.
I love how hard both teams are playing. They're just playing. Oh, what a shot! Wow.
Well, there's an example of it. Barcelo showing you his talent, and it's an N1.
So Dylan Jones again and Barcelo are putting on a clinic for both their teams. Jones can go either way. Once again, finishes with his left hand. Tough to do.
Barcelo right here, getting all the way, deciding to come up the other side. Just does an absolutely great job of maintaining focus and finishing that thing through contact. Barcelo and Overton having a little bit to say. It looked like Overton maybe threw the ball at him while he was on the ground. So
yeah,
Alex just went up and said, hey, don't do that again. Don't do that to me.
That's
Please, he said.
Please.
And now he'll hit 5 consecutive threes. How about that?
McEwen's got a great high point release. Pretty deceptive. It's hard to block his shot. He got great elevation on a jump shot.
Oh, my word. If that had gone in with the foul.
Yeah.
Weber State basketball brought to you by Staker Parsons. From the parks you play in to the roads you drive on, Staker and Parson Companies is the preferred source for your construction service and material needs.
It's one of the aggravating things as a coach. You want your guys to play hard, and I would, like I said, both teams are giving great energy. Right there, just maybe you got to play smart too. And in that situation, you just give Alex 3. In my mind, those will be 3 straight points because
he's
just that good.
Yeah, very good free throw shooter.
Yeah, what it is, you can tell the Overton's irritated that Barcelo's finally getting his momentum, his rhythm, and like, no, I want to shut him down again. He's getting inside his head. He's competitive. But Barcelo's like, hey, you know what? Enough child's play. I'm going to take the game over, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
How happy is Mark Pope that he was able to keep this kid, though?
Well, my favorite thing is what he said the other day. We asked him, what's the best thing about coaching Alex Barcelo? And he was, of course, joking, but he said, well, the negotiation was, I'm not going to coach him anymore. Cody does it. And that was how he came back.
He said, I'm not going to talk to him.
That's right. So if he's not talking to him, it's working well. I would stick with the plan.
Had a good visit with Coach Pope. The 3 of us did yesterday morning. He's done a great job with this program. 24-8 in his first year, 20-7 last year. This is drive. There's your Euro step and the dish and the score for KJ Cunningham.
Good job by Cunningham. Had not played basically the entire game. Giving great energy as a sub, trying to keep Weber in this game.
And it's interesting watching these 2 offensive schemes. BYU obviously wants to move the ball. They want to play off of advantage and switches.
Yep.
Priore.
And Weber, they want to get that thing, get right to the rim.
They want to attack, but BYU is patient. They keep exploiting the mismatch, and it's working out well for them. Good drive.
Oh, boy.
Momentum.
There's a couple steps in there.
So Weber switched that. Now they've got Kohler right here on Barcelo. So
yeah,
he's got to be disciplined.
Yep.
Trevin Nell. Little teardrop goes. We haven't heard from him. Had a strong start for the game. And he's back scoring again.
Trevin's got better at off the bounce. He was coming out of high school. He's really known as an elite 3-point shooter. But he's added that little piece to his game.
Kohler a little out of control on that. Shot won't go. Here come the Cougars. They're already up 13. And the freshman with the foul. Nice looking Gideon George dunk, but that won't count.
Something also to note too, Coach and Dave, is that BYU is not turning it over nearly as much this second half, and that is what Weber is really trying to force to get some easy buckets, but BYU is not letting him have it.
They've done a nice job handling the switches and all the pressure in the second half.
Great job by Kohler.
Turnover.
Good block there, Kohler recovering for the closeout.
So Jawara trying to, put them away, and the Wildcats keep hanging around. So they've done it once again as they trim the deficit to 11. Barcelo, he's been hot in this second half, but that one won't go. KJ Cunningham gets a rebound. As you mentioned, Lance, he hasn't played a ton, but he's getting some good minutes tonight.
Loving his energy right now, Cunningham.
Chu turns, shorts it.
Barcelo, that last play, you know, if you're Randy Ray, that's probably a play, pretty good defense. He dribbled right to the elbow, but there was good contest. It was a tough two. Those are the plays that Coach Ray, I know, can live with. It's the ones where guys are wide open or get a direct line to the basket.
What a job Randy Ray's done with this program. 5 Big Sky titles, 3 NCAA tournament appearances in his 16 years. And a good start this year. This year they're their best start, 8-0, best start in 38 years. Lohner.
Ooh.
Boy, he's found that post game, hasn't
That
he?
made me happy. A nice traditional post-man versus post-man game. Good footwork there by Lohner. Well done, young man, with the left shoulder hook.
Three-pointer. Chu's on the ground, or that ball might have landed right in his lap.
Exactly. You know, Chu's trying to sell some flops right now. If he had just stayed there, he would have gotten the rebound.
And the three-pointer missed by Spencer Johnson at the other end.
I think it was halfway down. Great pass again by Barcelo.
We were very lucky to get away with that.
Boy, you know, the big guy can't get that three to drop. He's kind of struggling the last couple of minutes of this game. Remember, he took that shot earlier. I don't know if that's affected him, but.
Yeah.
Bouncy ball on the floor that's not the basketball. So we're going to pause for a minute. Hand that back to.
Yeah, that's probably not what you want to see rolling around on a basketball court.
Yeah. Well, hats off to Chu. He knew he had a couple minutes while Dylan Jones was catching his breath. He tried to make an impact there. I appreciate him being assertive.
Going to play down there with Lohner again. Good job playing slow.
Lohner.
But hey, Kohler is not a slouch. He's a good body perimeter player. Did a good job staying down, keeping his arms high and wide.
I'll see Soho Jawar trying to make something happen, loses the ball in the post.
That was a brutal turnover. 6 minutes left in the game. You're trying to make something happen.
13-point deficit. Under 6 to play now.
Ooh.
Three-pointer as he holds up the three. And there you go.
You've heard the term steely-eyed assassin.
Yeah.
That's what this dude is. I mean, he does not change expression.
And then they have to play Fresno State, which, by the way, the Bulldogs are coming here. And then you're right, back into league play. It's kind of an odd schedule.
It is. It's really tough to switch gears like that mentally. And I'm not giving Weber a free pass because, again, if you're an athlete, you're competitive, you want to give your best every night. Doesn't matter who you're playing against, but it's just different energy, conference play versus in-state or anything else.
Same thing with the Pac-12. I mean, out of nowhere, Utah plays a league game, and then they go back to it's just very unusual. But for Weber, or excuse me, for BYU, they don't start league till after Christmas. And in fact, when they're done here, how's this for grade scheduling? Mark Pope and his team, they head to Hawaii.
On Monday.
Yeah, for the Diamond Head Classic. So while we're here shoveling snow, they'll be on the beach.
We played over there in the Diamond Head one year with BYU, and it's a great tournament.
Oh, but yeah,
weird to be there on
is.
Christmas a little bit, but it was really fun. Something our family always remember.
Very popular tournament. Lohner working that post again.
Oh.
What a pass. What a pass and a finish by Spencer Johnson.
Caleb's growing up in the post a little tonight. You see more patience and awareness. Really great play right there by him.
Three-pointer, and now they're getting to that situation where this game
getting out of hand.
Getting out of hand for Weber.
But hats off to Coach Pope being disciplined and methodical, keep getting the ball into Lohner, and Lohner has made a great decision every time he's had the ball in the post this second half.
Weber switching.
Well, he's gotten an earful from Pope a couple times. That's probably helped.
is working. Every time they get the ball to Lohner, they get good results the second half. He's going to sleep well tonight.
And I think, we haven't given this enough attention, but BYU's a totally different team right now than they started the season. Richard Harwood, Gavin Baxter, both out for the season. So
that was tough.
It's,
two, yeah.
Caleb Lohner was not really planning on being a 5 this year. And numbers in basketball are kind of down the road anyway. It's positionless, but his skill set's a little bit different, and they're all just kind of getting used to how they're going to have to play in conference to be successful.
It's funny, I mentioned how Weber State started 8-0, best start in 38 years. Well, the Cougars started 6-0. That's their best start since 2010. So a lot of good starts for the teams here in the state of Utah.
Well, you hit it on the head. We got great coaches in the state.
Yep, you're right. Layup where they needed that as Overton scores, but it's still a 15-point deficit as we approach 4 to play in Weber State basketball, brought to you by Watson Chevrolet. Shop local and save money at John Watson Chevrolet. Trevenel kicks out. And another 3 for Spencer Johnson.
That's
Great
just
ball movement.
Yeah, that's just basketball, man.
Yeah.
Spacing is offense. Offense is spacing. There's a perfect example.
It was, and then a swing at the end to cap it all off.
Down goes Dylan Jones. It's a turnover. The lob, Johnson.
This is tough.
He had 5 points at the half. He's got 23 now. His career high is 29. Offensive foul, Overton.
Great job. Again, BYU, one of their big things, no direct line drives. And Caleb just jumped in right there. You see Alex Barcelos, 23 points, 7 for 13, 5 for 6 from 3. He's having a whale of a night.
So, Timmy, he matched his 3-pointers from
That's
the
right,
Creighton
he made 5
loss.
against Creighton.
Yeah.
23 points on 13 shots. That's a great night.
And he let it come to him. Like, if you're watching this at home as a young guy, you don't have to come out and take every shot. He got guys' shots by who he was in the first half, and then just, the game came to him.
Lucas with the layup. Cougars, of course, coming off that loss to Creighton. And, an interesting note, Mark Pope, as coach of BYU, has never lost 2 games in a row as they commit the foul there. Is that crazy?
That's remarkable.
Never lost 2 games in a row.
Wow.
And they're coming off a loss. He had a week to prepare him. And it looks like that particular stat is going to remain intact. That's incredible, though. It's a long season.
That is remarkable.
And
It's one thing to say it as
yet.
football coaches or whatnot, but to have basketball coaches have that kind of identity. But again, I think a lot of it comes down to poise and not attaching everything to outcomes
That's
and
huge.
not panicking. That says a lot, again, about the culture that Coach Mark Pope brings around.
Well, he communicated, I think in the media and certainly in our conversation yesterday, the season is a journey. And you can't, you beat Oregon really, really bad. You've got to maintain your focus and get ready for the next game. If you lose a game like Creighton, again, nobody cares. You got to come in here and play, and that's what he gets his guys prepared to do.
Well, they went in and lost to UVU that I think a lot of people didn't expect. Big win for the Wolverines. But not consecutive losses. That doesn't happen under Mark Pope. At least not yet.
I don't think I ever lost 2 in a row either, that I remember.
And that's the key, that you remember.
I know I lost my last one.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Oh, how about that? Oh, no, and Lohner can't finish, but
He just got to dunk that one.
yeah, no kidding. 3-pointer from the corner, got it. KJ Cunningham's come in and give him a spark in this game. Technical foul. It looks like we may have a double technical on Chu and Lohner. Let's see here. Yep. Wow.
Double technical foul.
Wow.
Alex Chu.
And they're still talking. Look at them.
I think Caleb said, "What's up with Chu?"
Ah,
Oh,
Was that bad?
got him.
Oh, you've been waiting the whole game. You've been saving that, haven't you?
I'll get blasted for that somewhere.
What's
I know.
up
My
with
wife,
Chu?
why did you do that?
Oh, man.
Lucas has been good tonight, too. He came out early, made some big shots, but he's handled it,
Big shots.
facilitated a bunch.
Another three. So talk about someone who's been pretty good. Spencer Johnson didn't get that one to go, but he has come off the bench with 13 points and had a really nice night. Another turnover. Easy finish here. Knight with the flush.
Really unselfish, Spencer. And Seneca deserves a play like that. I thought he was a key to their energy tonight.
Especially in the first half. He was, yeah. In fact, I believe that's his first basket of the second half, guys. He had a monster first half.
So you talk about weapons and different, the versatility of BYU. They can get you from so many different angles.
Loner. Boy, these two. Oh, boy. There you go. Chu wins that battle.
And see there, he just got, again, sped up. When he's patient, slow, poised, he makes those.
Corner three, KJ Cunningham. Chu offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Loner.
Looks like it was on Johnson reaching in.
You are correct. So at least in the last couple of minutes here, we've been entertained by this post battle between Loner and Chu.
If you want to call it a post battle, I would say it's more of
whatever you want to call it.
They're getting ready for a brawl at this point. More like a bar fight.
That's why I sit between you two.
Yeah, okay.
I know your history. I want to keep
Lance and I go way back.
Oh, Dave's
never
my
had
mentor.
a fight.
Dave's my mentor. He groomed me.
I did.
Pulled me up from the depths of oblivion.
Of despair.
Despair, true. That time. I remember that one as well. But just from obscurity, he plucked me.
Oh, yeah, obscurity. You're really obscure. You played with LeBron James, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, but I mean, talking
Neither
about
one
the
of
days,
us can say that.
I'm talking about the days of square TVs in the 1990s.
That's true. The Magnavox.
Yep.
Those used to be huge. Those big projection ones.
Oh, yeah. Massive. BYU will go to 9-2 with this win. Weber State will drop to 9-3, but more importantly, they're still undefeated in Big Sky play at 2-0. We do have Fresno State coming in here next week before they get back into league play. And bad pass there.
We'll be over and back.
Yep. So 22 seconds to go. We put the finishing touches on this. It's been a fun couple of games though this week, guys.
It has been.
The Utah State, it didn't go Weber's way, but you know what? They came out, they scheduled them, and they battled them. And that's all you can really do.
Yep. Weber Television here. We would like to have seen one win, but let's hope they regroup, recover, get ready for conference play.
And I like that BYU's played this series, and they come up here.
Yeah. How about
I mean,
that? Yeah.
I think it's great for Weber.
Yeah.
And it's nice that
This
these
is good for
programs
basketball.
keep that going.
It's good for Utah basketball, which is the real Hoosier state, let's admit it.
I don't know if they'll be able to continue that when they get into the Big 12.
But it's been good. It's been a good
great
dynamic. Yeah.
in the meantime. And the finishing touches on this one, and that's going to do it.
Marvel.